After falling into a pit and waking up and finding a strange portal, I jump in and find myself stranded in this dry, dangerous desert. This is Minecraft Secrets of the Sands. It is now episode 8, and last episode we took down 4 pharaohs in one sitting, but how many more pharaohs remain is the question. I took a little time to organize my inventory so I could clearly see what mythic items I had. I gave one more shot at using my mythic fishing rod, but no luck. Turns out we will not be catching any fish anytime soon. I stumbled upon a half-buried pyramid that made it really tough for me to find the entrance. I ended up just finding this really glitched out wall, but eventually after digging around, I found the entrance, went right through the doors, and got to fighting. As of last episode, the working theory now is that there are 15 pharaohs to be taken down. I guess after exploring more, we will find out if that holds up to be true. I got on down to the basement level where I was met with a few spiders and stone guards, but they were easy to take down and I made my way to the pharaoh room. I placed down the 4 royal torches and I awakened the pharaoh. Except now, this gets a little more confusing because I opened Pharaoh Number 1. The reason why this was so confusing is that I was very confident that I already fought a Pharaoh Number 1, except this pharaoh did not look familiar to me, so it must have been different. Regardless, the pharaoh stood absolutely no chance against my sharpness 3 sword, and I took it down very easily. That was another pharaoh under our belt, and I was starting to lose track of how many we've taken down. The thought just occurred to me that I could pick up my royal torches and save them for next time. I opened the sarcophagus, and unfortunately, I got another mythic bow, which is exactly what I didn't need. Except this bow poisoned enemies, which did seem a little better, so I combined it with the Power 4 book I found and decided to keep it. After that assassin made a very poor attempt on my life, I went searching for more pyramids. It seems to be a commonality that I keep running into half-buried pyramids, so of course I'm stuck with digging around for the entrance. It didn't occur to me until now that my pickaxe actually did double the damage to stone guards. This would make it so much easier to take him down considering stone guards had the most health for a mob. And there was a straggler waiting on the ladder for me, but I took him down, and then proceeded to get set on fire. I love these traps. Down in the basement room, I figured out my pickaxe could take out stone guards in 3 critical hits. That would definitely come in handy. This pyramid ended up being very special because when I opened one of the minor chests, I ended up finding an artifact. This must have been a super rare find, but I ended up finding a necklace that gave me speed when I held it. I now had permanent speed too whenever I walked around. Except I shouldn't say permanent because when I started running, I saw the durability go down. I went back to the sarcophagus room and I got ready to fight my second pharaoh of the day. I placed down the torches and this time I spawned Pharaoh Number 14. This pharaoh was a blue and gold pharaoh that did a good amount of damage when I got hit. And similar to all the other ones, they do have trouble getting through doors. But this was a pharaoh that I've never fought before, so it seems like the trend of fighting unique pharaohs every single time is still holding up. I got into my rhythm of luring the pharaoh back behind the rooms and taking it out very easily. This had to have been maybe our 10th pharaoh taken down. I couldn't even keep track. But who cares because all I was looking for is more armor, and I ended up getting just that. I found the Eyes of Adam. This helmet came with a perk called Divine Vision, which apparently lets me see in the dark and increases my range of vision. I put it on and instantly the whole room lit up. There was no spot of darkness whatsoever. I checked back on my other loot and I got a Fire Aspect 2 book as well as Ra's Fury. This was now my 4th ancient bow, but this one shot fire arrows, which probably had to be the best one I've picked up so far. Apparently, assassins do not like me anviling things and I got snuck up on again. Even though my sword was already crushing enemies, I decided to make it even stronger by putting Fire Aspect 2 on it. As if I wasn't taking down pharaohs super easily already, now they stood absolutely no chance. It's pretty much just a numbers game at this point. I noticed while I held my swiftness necklace, these interesting looking particles trailed behind me. I used the necklace to dash around the desert as quickly as possible looking for more pyramids, but I ended up having no food, but it was no problem thanks to my dagger. All I had to do was stop for a few moments, fight some mobs, and replenish my hunger. Soon enough, I stumbled upon the 3rd pyramid, and so far this is the 3rd pyramid in a row that I've had to dig towards the entrance. Apparently, I just cannot find them above the surface. I ended up finding a sharpness 3 iron club which did 18 attack damage, which is actually crazy, but I wasn't really rocking with the slow attack speed. The Adam's Will Sword was the way to go for sure. I made my way to the basement of our third pyramid, and thankfully, this pyramid did not have many mobs in it. I got to the Pharaoh room, and I spawned a third Pharaoh number 1. Except this Pharaoh was definitely a poison attacker. I figured the colors of the Pharaohs corresponded to whatever special attacks they had. And sure enough, green meant they poisoned you. The poison Pharaohs were probably the toughest to take down. Their poison ripped through my armor. But my sword was still too strong for him, and I took him down. Except with only 2 hearts left, that one was a little bit of a sweat. Back to the sarcophagus room, I was met with the biggest disappointment, and I didn't get anything new. Except I got another swiftness necklace, and I realized my current one was about to break. So I replaced it and got on my way to finding pyramid number 4. Thankfully, this one was above the ground. But of course I can't have nice things, and I ran into pretty much every mob in the game. I even heard someone aggressively trying to open the door, and who do you think it is? It is an assassin that only came in just to get destroyed. I made my way down the maze, and I was really hoping this time I could get some piece of armor that would help me further along my journey. I set off all the traps, and I placed the royal torches to spawn Pharaoh number 15. This one had a color that I've never seen before. It was a light blue and gold. I got hit once, and I got struck with a really weird attack. I couldn't tell what it was, but it wasn't doing a concerning amount of damage. What was concerning was how much health this Pharaoh had, and then I realized I was using my pickaxe, and that's why I was doing such little damage. I switched back to my Adam's Will Sword, and I proceeded to shred through the Pharaoh's health. In just a few more critical hits, I took down the 4th Pharaoh of the day. I don't know how many total Pharaohs I've taken out, but I feel like we're nearing the end. And I got back to the sarcophagus and I picked up Legs of Adam. These leggings gave me divine agility, which increased my movement speed. I also picked up another Adam's Will Sword, which I had a plan for. I now was only missing a mythic chestplate, and I was running super fast now. The question is how many Pharaohs remain now? I got to the surface and I combined the Adam's Will Swords and I made a fresh one. This bad boy wasn't breaking anytime soon. The only thing that remains now is to collect a mythic chestplate, and maybe I'll have the strength to leave this dimension.